Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So this is fun. We're trying some new products today. This is like a bit of a toss-up between first impression video and also just testing out some new products. A few of them are from PR. I did purchase some from the Sephora sale, and there's also some drugstore thrown in there just for fun. I'm going to do a little bit of bad math here because there is technically like 5 viral products, but I'm going to show you about 7 altogether. So if that sounds interesting to you, then let's get into it. All right, so to catch you up to speed on what I have done off camera, I did my eyebrows just for the essence of time. The Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim, that's what I went in with in the shade medium brown. And then I went in, I've already applied all of my skincare products, and then I used the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Dew Balm, one of my favorite sunscreen products for such a quick and simple way to apply sunscreen. This is top of my list, and I also know it plays nicely with makeup. It gives me a bit of a glow to my skin. And then I went in with the Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Filter Hydrating Primer. Again, another product that I know plays really well with foundation. I'm using a new foundation today, so I didn't want to skew the results of that. So this is a really beautiful one. Gives some luminosity to the skin. It helps extend the wear of my makeup and then fills in some of my smile lines and my forehead lines up here. Just kind of smooths them over. I went in with my Alter Ego, the eyeshadow base, so I've already prepped my eyelids for the eyeshadow. And last but not least, I went in with my Clinique Even Better color corrector in the shade Peach, and I've already put that underneath my eyes, prepping it for concealer. Now, as I mentioned in my intro, I have 5 viral products that have come out recently, new launches. A couple of products I was sent in PR, and then a few of the other products I did take advantage of the Sephora sale. I do have a few other products from the Sephora sale coming that are being shipped, but they just aren't here yet. Let me know if you want to see like a Sephora haul, some of the products. I didn't go crazy. I just bought like a few things that have been on my wish list, but let me know if you'd like to see those. I'm going to probably include them in a upcoming video, but just let me know if you'd like to see like a dedicated Sephora haul video. One of the things that I like to do when I'm using a new eyeshadow palette is I won't do my actual foundation or anything yet in case there is any sort of fallout. It's just easier to clean up when there's nothing on my face already. The eyeshadow palette we're going to try out today is the new one by Alter Ego. This came out a few weeks ago. I'm just getting around to using it now. And this is called the Miss Haven eyeshadow palette. If you've watched my channel before, you know I am a big fan of Alter Ego eyeshadow palettes. This one has a really lovely color story to it. It's more cool tones. If you prefer those type of eyeshadow palettes, then you would probably really like this one. It definitely has some purple tones to it, some earthy tones to it. And I like the versatility of whether you want to go low key, you know, like you can use some of the lighter shades, or if you wanted to go bolder, there's definitely a lot of shades in here where if you want to create a look like that. I'll throw up a picture here from the website, and it has all the colors are swatched. The ones that I'm going to use today, I'll swatch them and you can get a little bit of a idea of what it looks like. All right, so we're first going to start off with this shade right here. It's called Thistle. So I think that'll be quite a nice transition shade. And then I'm just going to use my Alter Ego. This is the 205 brush. They do have like a brush collection, which I think are really nice quality, quite a fluffy brush, but it's perfect for giving like a wash of color all over the lid. And so far I am not seeing any sort of fallout, so that's always a good sign. I usually don't with Alter Ego palettes. They have really like a buttery formula to them and adhere really nicely to the skin. They don't ever look blotchy or anything like that, and they blend in really easily. And then to deepen the outer edge of my eye, we're going to go in with this shade here. It's called Merc. So it's just the top one right there. So it's a little bit deeper of a shade. And then I'm just going to use my BK Beauty, the 211 brush. Just going to apply it right on the outer edge and bring it just a little bit into the crease, like right above the crease. As you can see, I think I only have like maybe another video or so where I'll have the fall background up. I just don't want it to go. I love fall, you guys know that. But Christmas, I did pick up a bunch of Christmassy items to stick on the shelf back there, so stay tuned for that. I mean, technically we still are in fall. This is like the second weekend of November that I'm filming this. I think this palette in particular would play well with some of the other Alter Ego palettes, like to mix and match some of them. And then I'm going to add a little bit of color just right by my brow bone. And I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's called Pale. It has like a hint of a pink undertone to it. So it's this one right here. Look at how pretty that is. I'm just going to go in with my rougher 15. I love this brush. It is so fluffy. It picks up the product so well and distributes it really evenly. That's a pretty shade. And then to give me a little bit of brightness in the inner corner of my eye, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's called Dream. And I'd say it's like the least amount of like a shimmer shade, but we'll give this one a try. And I'm going to just use my finger and I'll put it right in the inner corner. Oh, that's really pretty. You could, if you wanted to, you could use a brush to apply these, but I just prefer my finger. I find it adheres a little bit better to the skin. And I only take it about halfway on my mobile lid. Just gives enough of a little like pick-me-up. Let's see if it'll show up. It's this top one right here. I don't know how well it'll show up, but you can see it just like has a little hint of shimmer and like more of a goldy undertone to it, but that's quite pretty. I like that. And there still isn't any fallout. Like that's quite amazing for eyeshadow palettes. Like I always get some sort of a fallout from even some of the higher end ones. There's always some kind of fallout, but that's wonderful that I'm not experiencing that at all. Now the shades right along the edge here, this one is a powder, so it's a really like almost like a dark brown. This one here is actually a cream. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That is so dark. And then this one shade on the corner, this one right here. So it's like a rich brown. Now you can certainly use those if you have like a little angled brush. You could definitely use these as like an eyeliner. But oh my goodness, that one right there, holy smokes, that is dark. So we're just gonna leave the eyes right now as is and we'll come back to that. I wanna go in with the foundation that we're trying today. So it's one of those foundations that kind of, I've seen it everywhere. I'm gonna say a mixed bag of reviews. I've seen some really good things about it, so not great things. I always like to make my own decision about stuff like that. And I'm very particular about how foundations work on my dry, mature, over 50 skin. So the foundation I'm talking about today is the new Huda Beauty, the Easy Blur. It's that one that has some niacinamide in it. I did pick it up in the shade Shortbread. I was actually in the Sephora to do the shade match, and this one seemed to work well. Now it is I'm going to say it's like a smaller size, that's for sure. This comes in, it's a 30 ml or 1 fluid ounce. So the claims are, I'm just going to read a little bit from the website. So this does retail for about $50 Canadian. So I thought, what a perfect time to pick it up if I'm unsure of it, because the Sephora sale only happens a couple of times a year. So I thought, okay, at least I'm getting a bit of a discount on it. She has I'm going to say a decent shade range. A lot of them actually look like they're sold out right now. So this is supposed to give a natural finish. It's a cruelty-free brand, medium coverage. Like I said, it has 1.5, I believe, is the 1.5 a niacinamide. It's weightless, comfortable, and a buildable blur. It says to give it a good shake, so that's what I'm doing. It does also say you can apply it with a sponge, a brush, with your fingers. I'm going to apply it with my rougher sponge, and apparently it's supposed to give you an airbrushed look. So it's a squeezy tube, and I think there's also a primer that comes with it, but I just wanted to try the foundation for now. So it's not overly liquidy. Like it's a little bit runny, but nothing crazy. So I'm going to start with that much first, and I'll just do one side of my face, and that's always a good indicator to see how much coverage I'm actually getting. I'm just going to put like that much. I didn't want to watch too many videos on this to see from like other content creators to see how well it works like on mature skin. I like to try things out for myself. What I may do on this side is I'll apply it with a brush. The only thing about using a sponge is the sponge does pick up product, so it shears it out a little bit more. It is building it up, I will say, like I've just added a little bit more. Okay, so I just turned down my ring light a little bit, but hopefully you can see. So this is the side that I did with the sponge. It definitely is giving me some coverage because I was actually quite red in this area this morning. I'm not sure why, but it's covered that up. So now I'll go in on the other side and I'll use a brush. So I'm going to go in with the Sigma. This is the F87 Edge Kabuki brush. I do enjoy this foundation brush. It does help the product blend in easily. And I like how it just has that little, like a triangle shape. And so it really does help get into all of those little areas. Really soft bristles. So the brush is, yes, giving me a little bit more coverage than the sponge, which I thought. And then to give you even more coverage, if you applied it with your fingers, and that would definitely give you probably the most coverage. But it does blend in easily, just like it said. It's giving me some radiance to the skin. It's not like a glowy foundation. It's a really good shade match, actually. So the brush side definitely is giving me more radiance and more of what it's calling that blurring effect or that airbrushed look. I'm seeing the results on this side more than on the sponge side. So it's just different method of what your preferences of what you want the foundation to look like. Definitely the brush side looks more luminous and airbrushed. All right, so I just quickly went and did my concealer. I used the Lancome, the Tint Idel. I did do a repurchase of this on my Sephora haul, so just so you know, I need it desperately. I'm just about out of it. And what I'll do with the foundation is in my description box at the end of the night, I'll give you just an update of how well it wore. I was even looking at the back of my hands, like this is the hand I was using to apply it from here. And it's blurring out like my veins on my hand here. So we'll see how this works out. Now I am going to go in and do a little bit on my lower, like under my lower lash line. And I think what I'm going to do is mix the shade Petal and the shade Amber. And I'll use those as my eyeliner today. And then I did pick up a new mascara from the drugstore. I find drugstore mascaras really have like the best ones. And all sorts of brands. All right, so we leave that as is. So I picked up the Maybelline. This is from I guess the Falsies family of mascaras, but it's the Surreal one. Now this has been out for a while. This is one of those products I was saying, it's just going to be new to my collection. But I think it's the shade because it was in a displayer. So usually when stuff is in displayers, it's kind of new. So this is the shade Meta Black. This is an extension mascara, Surreal Impact Ultra Black Pigment. I'm always on the hunt for a mascara that will give me that lengthening and volume so that I perhaps don't have to wear false eyelashes. I'll try and get it out here. There we go. So that's what it looks like. And usually when I open up a new tube, I do just try and put a little bit of product, a little bit more product. So I'll stick the wand back in. It's quite a long wand. Lots of bristles. So I usually start at the base of my lashes and kind of wiggle them up. It doesn't appear to be like an overly wet mascara. It's not too dry. I do like to sometimes first use a mascara and then leave it sit for a couple of days. And I think it just gives the product time to cling to the bristles a little bit better. So it's not clumping, which is nice. I always like it when a mascara doesn't clump. So I did stick the wand back in again. I'm going to say this is probably about 2 coats. So it's giving me some decent length, some volume. I could, get away without wearing falsies today. And I like how it separated the lash. Like I said, it wasn't clumping at all. How I always determine how good a mascara is, one of my pet peeves is if it flakes. So I'll also update you at the end of the night to see if I get any flaking or anything like that. Okay, so off camera, I just applied the Milani, the Cheek Kiss bronzer in Hey Honey. So that's what I have on right now because I'm using a new blush. So this is a liquid blush from Maybelline. So this is one of those new ones that I've seen recently. Now there is apparently blushes and bronzers. So I just picked up the blush for now, and then if I like it, I'll go and pick up the bronzer. I have this one in the shade 02 Uptown Glow. So I'm sure you've seen these in the store. So it just comes as a doe foot applicator. Ooh, that's actually really, really peachy. Okay, I wasn't... I thought it actually said it was supposed to be more of like a pink, but that is quite corally. Well, we're just going to go in with this. So it says to apply it right directly to your face. I don't think I'm going to do that actually. I'm going to use the swatch that I just put on the back of my hand. I'm going to go in with my Sigma. This is the F43 soft angled cheek brush, one of my favorites for like applying blush and bronzer and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit. The one thing I know about liquid blushes is some of them can be extremely pigmented. So I always go in with a light hand first, and we'll just dab it on. So it's definitely on the orangey side, like a peach, which I'm not mad at. I mean, it looks nice. That did blend in really nicely, actually. Okay, so you can see on that side compared to that side where I haven't applied it yet. And it does blend in. Like, I mean, I've taken it up on my brush now and there's nothing like left on my hand. Some of the claims are, it says it melts to the skin. So I'll agree with that. It's ultra blendable. Yep, it is blending in nicely. So it's supposed to be a glowing pink tone. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's pink. There is a shade, quite a shade range. So I think I'm going to put just a tiny bit more on the back of my hand. So what is actually quite nice about this one is it's not as pigmented as other liquid blushes. Like the Rare Beauty, even the e.l.f. ones are like, seriously, you only need a dot and it will do your whole face. Whereas this one seems like it melts more into the skin and gives more of a sheer type of look. Yeah, I like that. That's actually quite nice. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm always a little worried when I start using liquid blushes, but this one went on quite nice. Okay. And it's pretty reasonable price. Like, it's not, you know, like it's a drugstore product, so it's not like over the top. So now that I see how easily it blended in, I probably will go and pick up the bronzer. And these products are actually making my skin look so glowy. I'm not even going to do highlighter today. Like, holy smokes, look at the radiance on the top of my cheeks. Two other products that I did pick up at the Sephora sale. One is, I've seen them like all over the place, so I was curious to try it. It's the Lancome Idel Lip, the lip shaper, and then the Squalene 12 Butterglow. This is like a lip balm. So I picked up the shade. This is Lisa's Coral Glow in both of them, like the lip liner and also the lip balm. I don't know if actually I've used a Lancome lip liner before. So there is a first time for everything. So the packaging is quite nice. So it's a twist up. It's a really pretty shade. I love the packaging. That is really nice. Like, nice packaging. It clicks in. So when you take it out and then you put it in, it clicks in. And then the pencil is you have to sharpen it. So some of the details on the lip liner, it says it's hydrating, waterproof lip liner that offers rich color and up to 8 hours of wear. Okay, well, that's curious. So I guess I'm giving you an update on the lip liner as well. Because what I always do is I fill in my whole lip with the lip liner. It is very creamy. I will say that. It is actually very creamy. And it's a matte lip liner, so a creamy matte lip liner. So it has ceramides, reinforces the skin barrier, helps prevent water loss, and it has squalene in it. And I find by applying the lip liner all over the lip, that really does help the lipstick stay on longer. And then also as the lipstick fades, it doesn't create like harsh lines or anything like that. It just gives a natural, a gentle fade to the lip. Okay, so that definitely worked. And yes, I can feel it. It is a matte. It says it defines the lips without drying. So we'll see. It's getting pretty good reviews on the Sephora website. And then here's the two products swatch. So there's the lip liner, and then there's the lip balm. So I'm going to say pretty comparable, even though they're the same shade. The lip liner looks just a little bit more of a corally shade. So what they describe the lip balm is a buttery, hydrating lip balm with squalene that provides non-sticky, instant color, shine, and up to 24 hours of hydration. Wow, that's a pretty big claim. A whole day of hydration. It smells like minty. I like the smell. Oh, that's really nice. So this has squalene, which helps the formula retain the lip moisture. It has shea butter, jojoba oil, and ceramides. And this one also gets a pretty good review on Sephora. This is described as a neutral pinky coral. I will agree. That is definitely giving me more like a coral kind of vibe to it. Especially at this time of year, if I can get a product that's hydrating. I don't know about you guys, but like right now, as it's starting to get a little bit drier, I find my lips start getting that moisture loss. I know at some point they will get a little bit chapped. Yeah, if I can find something that's hydrating, I am all over that. And then two new launches that was sent to me in PR, but I love the brand. I've shown it on my channel lots of times, is the City Beauty. They have two new shades of the plumping lip gloss. Well, first of all, look at how pretty that is. Like this has like a little bow. I don't even want to take them apart. It's so pretty. The two shades that they just launched yesterday are Holly and Silver Skyline. Holly is a deep red with a sparkling finish that's perfect for the season ahead. So that is a limited time. And then the Silver Skyline, a frosty, cool twist on our classic clear gloss. It's a sheer shimmer with silver glitter. Adds the perfect icy touch to any look. And the Silver Skyline is a permanent part of the collection. So the Holly is limited. So if you like the shade, grab that one. And then the Silver Skyline will be available. Oh, look at how pretty that is. And this one, oh my goodness, look at the shade. This would be so nice for the holiday season. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Oh, you guys, look at that. That does not even look like a lip gloss. You could wear this just as like a lipstick. You don't even need anything under that. That is a perfect lip topper. I'm going to try this one today because I already have a little that coral going. Okay, this one I don't know if you'll be able to see. Kind of right there you can see the shimmer. Definitely like an icy look. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so let's try this one. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that I use these a lot. I like to use they're just even any of their shades of their lip plumpers. I like to use that right as I'm starting my makeup look for the day. And they definitely do plump the lips. Oh, I can see like there's some little shimmer. Oh, I love that. That is so nice. But this shade, look, that is gorgeous. So it sounds like it's a returning favorite. I love it. Oh, I'm going to show that in an upcoming video. I will be wearing this for sure. I can feel that my lips are tingling right now. And then the last product I wanted to try out, I was just walking in the drugstore and just happened to see it. And I think this brand is such an underrated brand. I have a few products from them and I really do enjoy them. It's the Pacifica brand. This is the Vegan Collagen Hydrating Setting Mist. I like to try new setting mists. This one I was curious about because it's more of a cruelty-free product because that's what the brand is. I like that this is like glass, so you can recycle this. A few of the details about it is infused with vegan collagen and vitamin C. Lightweight vegan hydrating setting mist helps hit refresh on tired, dehydrated skin while setting makeup with a fresh, dewy finish. So what it says is that you can use this even before you apply makeup, almost like a primer, and then you can also use it as your setting spray. That's what I'm going to use today. It also has cucumber extract and jasmine. So let's get it going here. Oh, that is quite nice. Oh, the smell. Oh, that's very, very nice. Okay, that really gave me some glow. Holy smokes. Can you see how So I'm gonna just tap it in a little bit with my sponge. Holy moly. That is a hydrating setting mist, that is for sure. And that did refresh. Like, look at you guys. Look at how my skin. Okay, this is right after filming, and I really do enjoy the foundation. It's looking quite nice. I'll let you know how much settling it does, but so far so good. And the lip combination's looking good, and I'm really actually like once I got out of the studio and saw it in natural light, the eyeshadow palette is quite beautiful. Like, I really do like the cool tones. It's a nice change from like always the warm neutral tones that I do, so I do really enjoy that. So far so good. Let me know what you think, and like I said, I'll keep you guys updated in the description box of how well it wore. And also the mascara. That was the one thing I forgot, was also the mascara. I'll let you know if there's any flaking or anything like that. I'm loving how the look turned out. Everything looks fresh and hydrated, and this is, I'm gonna say, this is amazing. Like, wow, my skin looks so hydrated. And then the easy blur, like, definitely I will say my, like in this area right here, that's where I usually have the largest pores, and it does look airbrushed. So it's doing what it says. As I mentioned in the video, I will have the updates down in the description box of how the foundation wore, how the lipstick wore. All the products that I talked about today will be linked and listed down in the description box. And I thank you so much. If you ever do use any of my affiliate links, I thank you very much. I do make a small commission from any purchases made from those, but that just helps to support my channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you're not already. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!